Hello, I am Geraldine Anello here for the Handy Women YouTube channel, and I'm here today with Handy Woman Dana Spencer, who's going to show us all about how she went about doing her mudroom. So I'm so excited about it. Hi, Dana.
Hi,
Thanks so
how you
much for being
doing?
with us today. I'm so good. I'm excited because I remember you posting in the community of the Handy Women group on Facebook, and you were posting photos about this mudroom. And so it's kind of feel like a revealing of like, here we go, here it is, all like done and being used in the house. So I can't wait. Tell me about
Yes,
it.
it's a mess right now. Okay, so this was a huge project for us. We had a mudroom added to our house because we've got 3 kids. And our other entryway was like tiny. So after the mudroom was added, we wanted to build built-ins with cubbies for everyone to put all their crap. And so it basically just started with me looking for building plans on Anna White. I don't know if you've heard of her.
No.
She has a website, ANA White. She has tons of building plans on there that are free, and you can print them out and you can kind of modify them. So the one I found on there was 3 cubbies, but I modified it to 5. And it's super great instructions, easy to follow. She has videos to show how to uses different tools. It's where I learned about this, my new favorite tool, which I'll talk about. It's called a Craig jig.
Craig jig.
Yeah. So it's
sounds like a dance to me, but I don't think that's what it is.
It's a tool to make pocket holes.
Ooh.
Yeah, which to me looks really fancy, but
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so I guess I'll just I'll show it here if I can get it to turn around. Here we are. Okay, so we built the bench part first. We used, I want to say 3/4 inch birch, which we got at Lowe's or Home Depot. I can't even remember where. And then we used pine for so this part here that's stained, that was the birch. It's a little more expensive. And then the part that's painted is pine. And I think that is 1/2 inch. And it's, 4 inches on front, which, in lumber is not actually 4 inches. And then we used also pine here on the uprights. But like I said,
is pine expensive? For some reason, I think of it as expensive. Okay.
So pine is cheaper. It's softer wood, and the grain pattern on it usually isn't as nice. It's not as aesthetically pleasing if you stain it. So when I use pine, I usually am using it to paint something.
I see.
So the one on top, if you can, I don't know if you can really see the stain very well, but it has a nicer grain pattern to it.
Oh, yes.
Sorry again for the mess. So also, oh man, my lighting in here is not very great, but I don't know if you can see this.
Yes.
This is the trim from the house. Our house was built in 1930. So we used the trim that they took out when they added the mudroom because they had to cut into a wall. So we used that to hang on the back rail there.
That's such a good idea.
Yeah, like reusing old.
That's so stuff. Great. And that history.
And then this part up here, the cubbies, we built that with all pine because you're not going to really see much of it. So it's all painted. We used, I don't know if you can see it. We used beadboard, just simple paneling in the back. And this was fun. I can even send you a video if you want of us hanging this because we used something called a French cleat, which I had never tried before. And I think I got the advice to use that from the Handy Women website.
That's so great.
It's basically a rail hung on the wall that is cut at an angle like this. And then there's a rail on the cubbies that's cut at the opposite angle, and it just kind of rests down inside it.
Wait, that's so cool.
Yeah, so it's just floating there.
And what's the advantage of using that rather than nails?
It's very solid because the whole rail is distributed across all the studs in the wall. So, and then each screw that is in the stud in the rail holds like 200 pounds. So I think we were able to get it into 6 studs. So it's about 1,200 pounds worth of.
So it is sturdy.
It's sturdy, yeah. Which we wanted it to be because we were like, okay, don't climb on this, kids. But it's like, at some point they're going to climb on it.
Oh, and what
Yeah.
about the windows, those beautiful windows? I know you mentioned you did something
Oh,
to them
yes.
too.
So the whole mudroom was built, but they didn't finish any of it, which was, part of our deal. So when they first built it, all the wood in here was this kind of blonde color. And we've been slowly kind of just staining it. So this is the stain without polyurethane on it yet. So it's kind of matte. And then this stain here, the shinier stain, I don't know if you can see it's shinier. This has 3 coats of polyurethane on it, makes it smooth and shiny. That's just around the door there. And
That's beautiful.
one thing I did want to show, I think I'm going to take some of these bags down. But one thing I wanted to show was a tool we used called a Craig jig, which is this thing here. I don't know if you can
Which
see
is
it.
not a dance.
Right. So this is the bottom of it. I don't know if you can see, it's got like a little lip.
Yeah.
You put it on your piece of wood till the lip is holding. And it has different, oh, I'm getting my light here. It has different measurements here. So it's got like 1.5 inches, 3/4 of an inch, and a 1/2 inch. And that just means how deep the hole you're going to drill is going to go. And it makes it so you can drill a hole at an angle, which actually when you drill into kind of thinner pieces of wood like we had, it makes it a little more sturdy because you're going against the grain, and you're going against the grain in 2 directions. So the drill bit goes in there and it drills it right into your wood at an angle. And I'll show you what that ends up looking like if I can, right there. So there's a screw.
Wow.
There's a screw right up in there.
Oh.
Turn my light on.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, so it just makes it a little more sturdy.
Yeah, I mean, it looks very sturdy.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so great. Wait, so that magical tool, how much does it cost?
I got the whole kit. So it was the jig. There's all different kinds you can get. So some of them come with like 2 of the things, like side by side, in case you want to do 2 holes, because sometimes if you have a wider project, you need 2 at a time. The one I got was just a single one, and they have ones that are like even more complicated. The one I got, I think, was like $18.
That's amazing.
Like for the jig and the drill bit. The drill bit's real long, kind of funny looking. And then I think it came with screws too. It's got like specific pocket hole screws.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So yeah.
So doing this mudroom, which looks amazing, by the way, what is it that you learned and what is it you are very happy with?
We're really happy with how well it came out, to be honest. Like when we started it, we're like, there's no way this is going to look good. It's just going to be functional, but it's not going to look nice. But it ended up looking really good, and we're happy with that. The hardest part about it was really just getting started, like committing to a design and going. You know what I mean? So I feel like if you just get started, things just kind of fall into place. I was spending so much time like trying to anticipate all the things that would maybe go wrong that we stalled and didn't start for probably like a couple months.
Really?
Yeah. So
how many designs were you deciding in between?
Gosh, I always wanted like something more curved, like with like curved fronts. But every time I would try to design that, I would run into issues of how am I going to do this? How am I going to connect this? So I decided to just go back to the simple squares, and I'm really glad I did, because I feel like if I had done the curved one, it just wouldn't look right in here. So.
It also helps with organization that it's square.
Yes, definitely.
Oh, it looks fantastic. Congratulations. I mean, really,
thanks.
I want mud around just so I can have a mud room now.
Yeah, and the floors are heated, so that's nice.
Oh, did you do that yourself as well?
No.
That came with a home. I love it. Well, thank you so much for showing us the mudroom and also that awesome tool, the jigsaw.
It's a Craig jig. It's Kreg.
I'm going to blame it on me being born not an English speaker. Well, thank you so much, Dana.
Yep.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.